had to work hard. They worked very hard. Does this mean this is a one way, or what does this mean?
It's a dead end.
That's what I thought it meant. I'll go this way. Someday I'm going to get out of this mess. See, right there's the expressway.
So start back from the top.
Who are you talking to, on the phone or me?
You.
What was I talking about? Oh, my Uncle Vic. So anyway, the way the Italians are raised, the Rio Italians, which my grandpa, he come from the old country at 9 years old. Grandma comes, they were destined to be married. They were married a child. They was premarital. You know what that means?
Yeah, oh yeah.
They were kids. They were supposed to be married when they were little kids. When they grow up, they was going to get married. That's the way they did.
They already picked out.
They all come. My grandma and my grandpa lived in this little Italian town. Her parents and my grandpa's mother. He never seen his dad. He left my grandma, the one who lived till she was 99. My great grandma, the one who raised me. My grandpa Joe come over here on a boat like you see in the movies when he was 9 years old. You never seen that movie, Godfather, when he was coming on the boat all by himself, didn't know nothing. That was my grandpa. Back in 1900, early 1900s. Because he was born in 94, so 1894. So it was like 1904. What, he come over all by himself on a boat with a bunch of other Italians. When Grandpa come to America, he thought he was coming to heaven. And when he finally, like I said, here he is, a 9-year-old kid. 9 years old, I think he said he was. Grandpa come all by himself. He left his younger brother, Dominic, was my great uncle. He was a good guy too, my Uncle Don. They lived in Duran. Eventually, I used to go visit Uncle Don. And you know that funny thing about that, he ended up to be the head golf at Flint Country Club. My Uncle Don, and he'd bring me golf shoes and all kinds of fancy stuff because he was in charge of all the lockers. It was Flint Golf. It was a fancy golf place. It's a private golf club. Well, now I find out years later
Is that where the Buick Open?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Whatever. You know, this was Flint.
Because that's where they had the Buick.
Yeah, right. I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, it was in Flint, Michigan.
Yep.
It was the big country club there, the fancy country. Anyway, Dominic worked himself up. I kept getting off on stories. But originally, Grandpa come over here when he was 9 years old, right? He gets on a bus, on a boat. He ends up in Grand Ledge because he had other Italians. What do they call that? Sponsored him because he's only 9 years old. So Grandpa lives in this big whole house where there's like 6 or 8 families in the same house. Grandpa used to tell me. Anyway, Grandpa goes to work out at the Clay Product brickyard with Clay Product. He's just a young kid, 9, 10. Grandpa, he was working. Like I said, he had nothing. He started with a bunch of bananas. He ended up half a Grand Ledge. Grandpa did. He had the big name. His name was Giuseppe Prestonese. When he come to America, he shortened it to Preston. He wanted to be an American. So when he did get something, he ended up with the store and all that stuff that he had. That flag was up there every day. There's no way you didn't see Grandpa. He was so proud to be an American because he come from the old country. He used to be a sheep. He never had no schooling. So when he was real little, he was a sheep. Watched the sheep in the.
At 9?
Yeah, he was a sheep herder. When he was a little kid, he'd watch the sheep. What do they call it?
Sheep herder.
It's like when Jesus, you know, the
Shepherd.
He was a shepherd, as an apprentice shepherd. But anyway, he ends up got a chance to go to America, and he gets a sponsor, so he ends up in. That's how he ended up in Grand Ledge. Now, my grandma, he only had, like I said, he had his grandmother, which was my great-great-grandmother. Well, we almost made it. See, we made it back. I wanted to surprise you, and there's a way to go around there, but I didn't go.
Oh.
I was going to end up at the railroad passing. Trying to pull a fast one on me, but we was almost over there, but I missed one road. There's a road that goes in right in off of this, goes right into the railroad.